sau thế này gặp thì tôi sau phải làm thân thế này
Now, three different waters. Okay, the farmer is testing after the well, from the pipe and from the soil. Okay. Now,
dân mìnhទឹកbay nhé, mìnhទឹកbay phi để mà thay cái mối cứទឹកbơm trên mình đấu, thì phí cứ liền nguồn chi nên lại thêm để hồi cho nó bấy chứ nên nó đây nhầm đó nó bạn đây là để dùng sao
this is water from the well, just from the groundwater. Okay. This is a bit water I took from the bottle, the black bottle inside. I showed you. Yeah. With nutrients. And this is just tap water. No, not soil. No, not today. This is just tap water from the tap. Okay. I just want to show you the principle of measurement. Okay.
điទឹកbơm trên mình đấu, này cứទឹកđể có vô trên vịt khen để lia mua đi đểទឹកđể mà hô cho mà hai đấy bà mangទឹកđể lia hô bơm mua thêm hayទឹកđể mà hô cho máuទឹកnó bảo đó mang mấy cái mang lia
Now, usually farmer wants to know salinity, pH, and nutrients. And nutrient, the most important we studied when we studied about the roots and the soil, the most important nutrient is nitrate. Okay? Because this is a nutrient I was teaching you that it goes doesn't stay in the soil. It goes gets leached out very quickly. So and it's very important for the plants, okay, to have. Now the most simple test we have, we can use these sticks, okay, stickers, and many farmers have them. Okay. This is basically just a small stick with special paper on it at the end. Okay. We call it indicator paper or indicator sticks. This one is for pH. So what you do is you put it in the water for very short, and then you look at the color changes, and then you have a scale here, and you look according to the colors what is the pH. Okay. The similar thing we have here for nitrat. Okay. Same thing, same idea. Also these sticks. Okay, they look a bit different. This is pH, nitrat. Okay. Also sticks. You stick in the water. Okay, and you look at the color change, and then you know how much concentration more or less the water has. Okay. This is the most basic and simple test.
bà chẳng nơi tin bà miền tây tôn cao vua nó bà khi tây tôn vua từ pH này bà hay tây tôn vua từ song căn cái cứ bảo là sa tiền châm căn cái cứ vua từ nitrat này bà rồi sút bà này cứ bà vua từ bà pH hay muốn cứ vua từ ní nữa vua từ azot bà mà azot chẳng khi cái vua hay cứ cái vô đá nó bị oi po từ tăng đất tăng khi rồi học về mùi nó hay như tích to cho mùi ní ta nên đây dưới mình khi rồi nhà số man đó bà phải học man nó cũng ngay như nó lực đang phượt
just needs to be wet. Yeah. Now pH.
đặt này chăm một lên tới hơi dừng mưa là ta về mình về ba phu nhà mình cắt tinh to về mưa.
It's very similar, but you can see this is more red than the others. So if you look at the scale, okay, this is water from the well, which is 7.5 pH. 7.5, okay.
Mạch ra ông có vừa cơ nhỏ đại đó. Những miền đó.
This one
cái những đạp bờ lì thằng cào bờ lì.
Something between 6.5 and 7, okay. So it's a bit less pH, lower pH, and this one is 7, okay. So this is the first indication of if you have a sour or basic or neutral soil. Normally you want a neutral. You want around 7.0, 7.5 is neutral pH. That's what you want. Okay. You don't want the acid soil. It's really bad, and also very basic. It's also very sad. Okay. Now let's do the nitrat test. Okay. Again, this is tap water from the tap, but not drinking. Okay, just from the tap.
ទឹកមក calibrate ណា
This is water from the well, okay? What the farmer gets from the underground, and this is from the after addition of nutrients.
ចូលបានសួរថាពេលហាតម្លៃប្រមាណរកកំណត់ដែលល្អជាងមួយដំណាំ
So you see very clearly the difference. Tap water and well water, there's no nitrate inside, there's no nutrients. This is the farmer, the water is a pipe from the drip irrigation, small pipe. I took a sample, okay, from the greenhouse. This is after nutrients were added, and you can see there's enough. There's a lot of nutrients, a lot of nitrate actually. Okay. So here the units are milligram per liter. Okay. It's the highest scale, I would say. Okay, it's a very high nitrate. So this is a basic check farmers can do. Okay, we have more accurate things, instruments to measure. This is an instrument, for instance, that can measure salinity. Okay, salinity meter.
នេះគឺនេះបើបងណាបងបានមកទៅហាងបានណាបាទពីពី
So we have here a so-called electrode connected, which can measure the salinity. Okay, it's connected to the instrument. It has another connection for pH. Okay, I don't have right now, but this instrument can measure both pH and salinity. It can switch between the two. Here it says on top now, it says salinity, okay? So if all we have to do is just put this in the water and wait for a bit. Okay? So this is tap water, okay? It should have very low salinity. Okay, low salinity. Let's check what the well water is today. Well water, that's what farmer gets, okay? 1.1, it's okay, it's not that high, okay? I was teaching a lot. Drinking water is until 0.8. That's a border for drinking water, okay? Not enough water. The salinity usually doesn't change, not enough. This is water, well water plus nutrients. The salinity doesn't change with nutrients. Very, very little, but not much. This has the same salinity than the well water. Because it's the same water, just nutrients are added. Okay? But nutrients don't change salinity. Okay? So this is how to measure salinity. Get more or less the values, more or less 7.0, 7.5. But let's measure now with the electrode. This is more exact measurements now. Should be. 6 point. We said between 6.5 and 7.0. We said from the paper, so it's not bad. 6.7 now. Okay, not bad. Let's see the well water. It's more. Remember, it was more red here. We said 7.5. Yeah, it goes still up. It takes a while to measure. See? So the paper, we saw the difference. It's quite good. Okay. Yeah. So the paper, we said from the paper 7.5, and here we said 7.0. Okay, more or less. Okay. So this is. It's too little water. I just want to show you the nutrients. Now, you remember last time? No. Today we speak about fertilizers. I should show you it afterwards. Never mind, we do it now. The fertilizers always have these numbers. I show you in the afternoon lesson. I show you again. It says numbers 1100, 0095, and so on. Okay. This is different kind of fertilizers the farmer put in the water. These numbers give values what we call NPK. Okay. NPK is nitrat, potassium, phosphate, sorry, and potassium. Okay. Now let's see if we have this fertilizer. Okay. What do we have? What fertilizer is it? What for? Potassium only, and no nitrat, right? Okay. Let's check. Open this. This was, you remember, this was zero, nothing. Okay. Let's put a bit of 1 second. Let's put a bit of fertilizer here. Can you mix it? Can you shake? Strong. Take a new one. Wait. Take a new one. Only one time. One time use. Okay, now we gave a fertilizer to the water, to our water, which is this one, okay? And no nitrat, okay? It's potassium chloride, this fertilizer. So let's see, let's add this one. What is this? Nitrat. Okay.
Ly hay ơi, mình thật khai về luôn.
I give just very little. Enough, maybe. Shake, strong.
Ê, anh che có lắc xả không?
And test.
Ly lươn mà chân na clean này nè.
Bốc lên luôn bốc.
See? A bit. Not as strong as what here is, but it starts being pink, okay? So we have... yeah. Okay, so we much less than this. Okay? 10 times less, more or less. 5 to 10 times less. Okay? So now let's do... okay, this is urea. Okay? What, you remember what urea is? What is inside urea?
Chi sâu này. Urea. Thiệt urea mình cái. Urea. Ăn là sự. Ăn. Urea. Chi sâu. Ê mình cái. Urea. Cái sâu.
Con cho.
Let's see what happens. More pink, you think? Okay. No. Why? Okay. Urea, you see, N. Okay. It's a source of N. Okay. The problem with urea is a complex molecule, and to get to ammonium or nitrat, it needs to be a chemical reaction. Now, this chemical reaction doesn't happen just in water, okay? You need water and an enzyme, okay, to have the product, to measure it. This is what in the soil bacteria do, okay? We spoke about it last time about the soil. Bacteria can break urea to ammonium and then to nitrate and nitrat, okay? So just in water it not much happen, but if you give this water to the soil, bacteria will modify or have the enzymes to digest urea into ammonium, and then this can be used for the plant and also measured. Okay? This way we can't measure nitrat because it's not free. It's in the molecule of urea. It's not free available. Okay? Okay. this is what I want to show you here. Okay.
nụ cắn lê lơ thì cắn đi đã lơ mục
tại mấy thì nên nó thì anh ngon là nào anh bây giờ lúc kia tới anh xù mà nó xa mũi đã ăn xù bột to thì xù bột to miên đó mà đây còn thì xa đi đi cao về tại sao thì trăm này không thế nữa và
Now I want to go and show you some experiments. Yeah, what is done here, okay? I hope you have seen. It goes to containers, then it goes in pipes. It usually gets through a filtration system, big filtration system, for many wells together, collected water filtration system, and then again pipes in the ground, and it gets to the fields, to the farmer. So every farmer has a pipe coming from the ground where he gets his water from, well water, which has been filtered once in a big filtration system. Okay?
bà chẳng tôi tới cứ này lại nằm ăn đôi muối cứ bà kêu ăn tôi cứ cái miếng lại thanh đi bột tật xây nữa bà hay tật xây rồi mới tiếp mình chay cho mình vô hết từ tam pha muối nữa cứ mới bột pha nữa bà ta đợt thì ní cứ ở đây nữa bà cứ miếng đấu to ní tìm đấu ní cứ bà bơm cho mò bà bơm chanh nhập to tầm đó cho nó lên nữa bà hay to mó bà ta chỉ đây lên tam pha muối nữa cứ miếng phi bằng miếng phi thơm xinh xinh này nữa. So
the water comes with one filtration. Then each farmer has his own filters. Minimum one, usually two or even three. Okay, this is one filter. This is another filter. Just to get sand and small particle and dirt out from the water. Okay, so the water is filtered once in a big filtration system before it gets to the field. Then each farmer filter again, once, twice, okay? And then the water comes here. Then the water comes to a clock. I told you we have not much water, so every farmer gets a specific amount per day. Okay? Every drop of water, every liter of water is counted. The clock is running. Okay? And these clocks are checked. If the farmer takes more than is allowed, big problem. He gets a fine. He gets a trouble. He can read how much water he uses per day for his field, and when he has reached the limit, no more. He can't take more water. Okay, it's very important. Otherwise, some farmers take more water and have better crops, and other farmers get less water and have less crops. Okay, so it's equal. It's divided.
Bây giờ khi để bơm trên minimum đó và khi để bơm trên min tấu nó cứ miền thường nó bay nữa, nó thường nó phi và thường nó thì mỗi cứ này là ní và ní cứ đo này nó sạch như trên và này nó thì mùi là cái trên bên nó cho này cứ chúng ta phi này, còn phi cái đo nó sạch chết và cuộc sạch chết là cái là tốt những cái con đem lại cho bán nó cứ đo trên bên tiền đó. Còn một tiết mà cho cắt này con sẽ sập đó để khi pra cái lỗ tắc này tầm bay lỗ tắc này có khu đá kia tầm bay cùng trong tắc hai nữa mưa thật tá không một ngày ta là như tới sáu sập man á tới rất man để ta đòi bà lại con sẽ sập này giống kia mưa nên nó bà ai ở trắng hay ở đây tên mà mua mèo rục chít cả nữa chỉ chọn ngay.
So usually after the clock, okay, the water goes pipes, mainly used first of all to these containers. These containers the farmer puts nutrients, okay, together with water, and from the containers in pipes to the fields and to the drip irrigation.
Bà dân này thì cứ bà cứ về cho muối này nè, bà cho muối này vô này cứ không tôi anh ngon bà còn sao con tay, này bên đây cứ cho muối này thông này cứ thông chi đấy, là thông chi nhá. Về đã chi nó cứ cho muối có này hay, ta cũng từ làm vô từ ban trên tam farm tam lại viên 20 muối nhé.
I want to go now to this greenhouse. I will explain you there what the experiment is.
mày bên đằng hồ lấy này bên là nâng mồm, sao bỏ lấy đó.
So the water for this greenhouse is mixed in these containers here. So
take it
it's
out,
well water from there. Okay, and then we have water which has where they put salt in, sodium chloride, salt inside. Okay, and then we have 3 different waters with different concentration of nitrate. Okay, 50, 100 and 150 ppm of nitrate. Okay, and each water is given to specific growth of plants. Okay, now in this experiment we testing the effect of high and low salt water and high and low nitrate concentration, and you will see inside already the growth of the plant is affected. Okay, just by looking at the plant, and we test of course also how is the fruit and check the fruit, the size and the weight the fruit gets. Okay, come and see. Sorry, no, explain. Sorry.
បើចឹងនេះគឺបាទក្នុងទឹកនេះបូមមកពីបាទមកពីដងណានេះគឺជាបាំងស្អីស្អាតទៀតដងរ៉ែនេះត្រាណាបាទសូត្រតែមួយនេះគេវល់កម្រិតមួយផ្សេងៗគ្នាណាបាទនេះគឺមាន150 150និង50ដែលគេវល់កម្រិតសូត្រផ្សេងៗគ្នាតើគេធ្វើតេស្តជាមួយនឹងរុក្ខជាតិតើកម្រិតនៃការលូតលាស់ដែលផ្ដល់អាសូត្រតិចឬក៏សូត្រច្រើនហ្នឹងគឺមានលក្ខណៈបែបណាណាបាទស្វែងចូលវាចេញមកមិន
Just to tell you, this greenhouse has a similar experiment just with phosphate in different nutrient. Not this is nitrate. In this one they test different concentration of phosphate. Okay?
Greenhouse anh chả lâu vậy. Apa chali nhả sạch, chali bật ra plastic, mình cho trâu lên nhả sạch rồi.
The orange ones and the green and the grey ones, it says between the signs how much salt and how much nitrate the plants get. Okay, for instance, this row here, the orange one get water with the EC of 4, very high salt water. 4 is very high. The grey ones have EC of 1. Okay, so just by this high salt, low salt, you can see the difference in plant growth. These plants are under stress, under salinity stress, because they get really high salt water. They grow less high compared to these. And you know, pepper plants, they're starting small, they're developing fruit, they grow more and they get more fruit on the top. So if the farmer has a bad condition and it's very salty water, he will miss all this height of plant, and meaning that you will miss all these fruits and he will get much less yield. Okay, makes sense. Another effect you can see here at the end, where you see the lowest plants, okay, they get. You want to translate first?
បាទនេះគឺបាទទៅក្នុងកៅសោណាបាទកៅសោគឺមានប្លុកផ្សេងៗគ្នាណាបាទប្លុកនេះបាទនេះគឺវាយថាប្រើកម្រិតបាល់ដូចគ្នាណាកម្រិតបាល់ស្មើគ្នាប៉ុន្តែកម្រិតផ្សេងគ្នាណាបាទនេះគឺកម្រិតយើងឃើញខុសនឹងកែវិញ100និង150ប៉ុន្តែអំបិលគឺស្មើនឹង4ចេញបាទ4 EC នេះគឺអំបិលណាបាទកម្រិតបាល់4ស្មើនឹងអូខេណាហើយយើងមើលពេលដែលកម្រិតបាល់ខ្ពស់ពេលដែលកម្រិតបាល់កើនឡើងបាទនេះគឺបាល់ណាបាទបាល់អញ្ចឹង EC នេះបាល់ដូចគ្នាប៉ុន្តែអានោះគឺឯខាងនោះវិញគឺកម្រិតនេះគឺបាល់ទៀតណាបាទនេះមួយបាទនេះគឺបាល់មួយ EC ទេប៉ុន្តែនេះអូអញក៏មើលដែរឃើញណាតែបាល់ទៀតគឺយើងគឺពុំប៉ុនបាល់ស្អាតបាទเราบนสีฟ้าបាទអាសូតដូចគ្នាណាបាទដូចធំនៅខាងក្រៅយើងធំចាស់ដូចគ្នា
So this is salinity, okay? The green one has 2.5. You can see this is not 1 but not 4. They grow also better, okay? Under 2.5 you see it's okay. Now the second effect you can see here is the nitrate concentration. The lowest plant, at the, not at the end here, but the smallest plant, they have 50 ppm nitrate, lowest concentration. What's written here? 150. You can see they grow higher. So with the low nitrate and high salinity is the biggest stress.
Yeah.
If you have high salinity but you give more nitrate, you make the plants growing a bit higher, growing a bit better than compared to this one. Okay, so you can balance a bit. And this is exactly what the experiment is about here. And that's why we have different rows and different concentrations.
បាទយើងយើងមើលហ្នឹងបាទទៅកម្រិតនេះគឺបាទកាលណាកម្រិតប្រហែលកម្រិតបើច្រើនហើយនឹងបាទប្រហែលបើច្រើនគឺធ្វើឲ្យវា stress ណាបើគឺមិនបានលូតលាស់បានល្អទេបាទយើងឲ្យប្រៀបធៀបជាមួយនឹងចុងនេះណាបាទនេះហើយខាងនោះបាទកម្រិតបើច្រើនហើយនឹងកម្រិតកម្រិតបើច្រើនហើយនឹងកម្រិតអាសូរច្រើនយើងធ្វើការលូតលាស់វារៀងប្រសើរជាងបាទជាងនេះណាបាទអានេះបើច្រើនប៉ុន្តែទៀតការលូតលាស់វាខុសចុងរហូតដល់ចុងរបស់គឺបើថេស្មើគ្នាប៉ុន្តែអាសូរវិញគឺទៀបណាមានតែការលូតលាស់វាគឺមានជាងគេមកអស់បើជាមួយនឹងនេះ
One more thing I want to show you is these instruments here on the peppers. There's one there. They're measuring how the pepper grows. Okay, you see the things on the side. They attach to the peppers, and if the pepper grows, they get bent. And the changes inside the plastic, it changes the diameter. These are connected to a pipe. The changes are recorded online. Go straight to a computer. And it can be measured, monitored, how the pepper is growing. And they do it for all the different conditions. Okay?
បើយើងខ្ញុំខ្លួនឯងណាបាទនេះគឺប្រើសម្រាប់បោះពីទំហំនៃការរីករបស់ទំហំផ្លែណាដែលចូលជាមួយនឹងមានប្រព័ន្ធកុំព្យូទ័រទៅណាអនឡាញបាទចូលនឹងកុំព្យូទ័រដើម្បីមើលហើយនេះមានមួយហ្នឹងគឺមានគ្រប់ហើយ experience អស់ណាបាទ experience អស់ណាបាទមានផ្សេងៗនេះទាំងអស់ដើម្បីមើលការលូតលាស់ការវាកម្រិតនៃការលូតលាស់វាទៅតើផ្លែវាយ៉ាងម៉េច
Okay? If you want, I can have a look in more rows, but the idea, you understand, right?
Yeah.
បាទយើងអាចមើលទម្រង់នៃការផ្សោតផ្សេងៗគ្នានៅកន្លែងជួបផ្សេងៗគ្នាប៉ុន្តែគាត់ថាមានលក្ខណៈដូចគ្នាយ៉ាងណាបាទយើង
Pull, you suck, pull but it works, okay? So the water, it's in the soil, gets in here, and through sucking a few times, you create a vacuum and you pull the water up into here. And you can sample water from the soil and then measure, okay? Where we have 6 pepper plants, okay? So they get the water, the drip irrigation, okay? And the plant take water and nutrients from the water what they need. The rest, what is not needed, comes out in the box. In the bottom there's a hole, comes into this pipe here, okay? And it's a very simple setup, but the pipe goes just to the bucket, okay?
But now not
Okay?
Yeah.
So, and from here we have sensors and sensors which can measure the volume and also the nutrients, okay? We can take samples from this water, we can measure the volume,
no.
but we can also, some sensors go inside the water and measure salinity automatically, okay? Salinity on nitrate, okay, pH. So it's a very simple setup, but it gives us the water after the plants to learn how much a plant needs of nutrients and water.
Okay.
You do. You
Yeah.
translate.
យើងមើលប្រអប់ហ្នឹងគឺមានប្រអប់មួយគឺមានដើមម្ទេសមួយដើមណាំហ្នឹងហើយគឺទឹកត្រូវបានផ្ដល់វាតាមទយោហ្នឹងគឺផ្ដល់ទឹកឲ្យអញ្ចឹងនៅអ្វីដែលនៅកន្លែងនេះគឺគេបន្សតការប្រើប្រាស់ទឹកអញ្ចឹងនៅក្នុងទឹកហ្នឹងគឺមានទាំងជីមានទាំង fertilizer ហើយនឹងកម្រិត pH ហើយនឹងកម្រិតអំបិលក្នុងហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងពេលដែលប្រើទឹកក្នុងហ្នឹងនៅពេលដែលវាគ្រប់វិជាតិអត់ស្រូបអញ្ចឹងទឹកហ្នឹងគឺត្រូវបានធ្លាក់ចូលមកតាមទយោនេះចូលមកក្នុងនេះអញ្ចឹងចូលមកក្នុងនេះ
That's okay.
Yeah. ហើយចូល
Show.
Yeah. Okay. អញ្ចឹងចូលក្នុងនេះអញ្ចឹងចូលមកក្នុងនេះគឺគេត្រូវបានគេវាស់វែងទឹកក្នុងនេះវាស់វែងទាំងអស់អ្វីក្នុងទាំងអស់គឺវាស់វែងបានទាំងអស់ណាអ្វីនៅក្នុងទឹកនឹងមានដូចជាជីមានដូចជា pH កម្រិតអំបិលទៅប្រែប្រួលយ៉ាងណាអញ្ចឹងក្នុងនឹងវាស់វែងហើយគេនឹងពិនិត្យទៅតាមអានឹងទៅតាមប្រព័ន្ធនៃគេត្រួតពិនិត្យនឹងធ្វើឲ្យវាមានសមតុល្យនៃការប្រើប្រាស់ទឹក
Okay.
Yeah.
Simple but good studies, important studies.
Yeah. Okay. យើងមើលទៅវាងាយស្រួលហើយក៏វាជាគំនិតមួយដ៏ល្អក្នុងការ
Okay. We call it lose your meter. Lose your meter.
Could you be the one?